Some of the major challenges involve are the typical challenges that you find with policy implementation in a lot of our countries. We have governance challenges. We have training capacity challenges within our ministries, within our civil service that sometimes make it difficult not only to implement certain policies, but also to sustain them, to follow up, and to make changes where changes need to be made. There is the issue of financing, which sometimes there are real problems in terms of financing, but there are also problems in terms of efficiency, which relate to this first issue of governance and of proper implementation. I think another major challenge is the conflict of competence that emerges between ministries. Today, when we talk about, for instance, you speak of food security, you are looking to the agricultural ministry. You're speaking of nutrition and nutrition security, you're speaking of the health ministry. You want to talk about food trade, you are in the trade, sometimes industry, if you're also talking about value chains and industries and transformation. The reality that creates is, first of all, a silo mentality at the public, at the government level, but you also get a sort of very territorial mentality. From our perspective, the starting point is to create that holistic understanding. We want, and this is one of the reasons why we insisted on calling ourselves the African Food Systems Parliamentary Network, is because we understand that this is a systemic problem. Its name says it, it's a food system. We need all stakeholders, not just governments, but also parliamentarians, civil society, the private sector, everyone that may be involved in this reality. We need them to understand the systemic nature that we are in and the interdependence of these different areas, these different factors. As we said it, nutrition is interdependent with agriculture, which is interdependent with trade, which is interdependent with financial policies, and etc. So there are many of these linkages that we need to make clear, and people need to understand how there are both synergies that can be built, but also trade-offs. Once that understanding is established, it then becomes easier to speak the same language and figure out what is the direction we all wish to take, what are the consequences of the choices that we wish to make, and how do we navigate this in a way so that we get the best possible outcomes. So this is, the details of that will depend on the situation, on the stakeholders involved, on the specifics of the situation. But broadly speaking, that is the approach that I believe is going to help us overcome some of those challenges.